The wrath of the goddess, in a forgotten corner of the world, where the mist never clears, lies a small village named Nandipur. Hidden between misty hills and ancient trees, its people live quiet, fearful lives. But long ago, Nandipur was different. It was a place of faith and light. At its heart stood a grand temple, home to the goddess of purity. Beside it, a sacred well whose water was said to cure every illness. Pilgrims once came from faraway lands, bringing flowers, prayers, and hope. The temple bells echoed day and night, until one day they stopped. No one remembers exactly why. Some say a great storm destroyed the shrine. Others whisper, the goddess's idol cracked on its own. And from that moment, fear gripped the village. The temple fell silent. The sacred well, once clear as glass, turned dark and cold. Years passed, and the new generation forgot. The holy well became nothing more than a pit, a place to throw broken things, and later, darker things. Whenever someone committed a sin, they'd whisper, "Throw it in the well, no one will ever know." A knife stained with blood, a stolen jewel, a baby's anklet, all sank deep into the goddess's heart. She watched, not because she was forgotten, but because her sacred well had become a grave of human sins. Then came the curse. The skies dried up, the crops withered, children fell ill. Even the innocent could not escape. The people cried to every god they knew, except the one they had betrayed. One day, a wandering sage arrived, old, quiet, his eyes like still water. The villagers rushed to him, desperate. "Holy One, save our homes! Tell us why our land suffers!" The sage looked at the well and spoke in a voice that cut through the silence. "Your goddess is not angry because you forgot her name. She is angry because you filled her sacred well with your lies. That well once healed your wounds. Now it drinks your guilt. If you wish to live, you must face what you've buried. Cleanse the well. Confess your sins before the goddess and your people. If even one truth stays hidden, your bloodline will end." The next morning, the villagers gathered, men, women, children, their faces pale, their hearts trembling. They began to clean the old well, ropes lowered, buckets raised, and from the darkness, the past emerged. A rusted dagger, a golden bracelet, bones wrapped in cloth. Each time the sage asked, "Whose sin is this?" At first, no one spoke. Then an old landlord fell to his knees. "I killed a man for land." The priest wept. "I killed my bedridden mother, took her jewelry, and threw it into the well so my brothers wouldn't find it. I thought I'd return for it later, but the goddess saw everything." A woman whispered through her tears, "I buried my own child to hide my shame." One by one, those once respected stood exposed. The crowd gasped, the air grew heavy with guilt and cries, and then the water inside the well began to glow. Faint at first, then bright silver light rising like a pulse. The goddess was listening. When the last secret was spoken, the sage lifted his hands and prayed. A cool wind swept through the land. The earth trembled, and the skies opened. Rain poured down on Nandipur. The curse was broken. By morning, the well was clear again, its water pure and shimmering. The sick were healed. The fields turned green. The people wept with relief. brick by brick, they rebuilt the fallen temple. They washed the goddess's idol with the same water that once held their sins. And when the first bell rang again, they bowed, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. The goddess was worshipped once more. They say even today, when the moonlight touches that ancient well, the water shimmers faintly, as if the goddess smiles, whispering, "Truth may be buried for a while, but it always rises again." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to BubblepopMagic, where stories come alive.